Good morning, lovely people. It's Tuesday. Don't ask me what date it is, but it's the day after Easter. Bearing in mind we have a Monday bank holiday in the UK. And my name's Lesley. This is the Not Quite Enough Distance vlog. How are we all? Hope everyone's okay. Hope you all had a good Easter weekend, spring break, whatever it is for you. I hope it went well. Yesterday went and saw my dad, which was good. Yeah, so not sure I was entirely within the law, because they say stay local, but there seem to be mixed definitions as to what that means. But assuming it means within your sort of civic authority, then I've been a very bad person by going to visit an 81-year-old. Cheers! So I am in the car because himself is at the doctor's, having a medical appointment, having an injection. And a side effect of the COVID restrictions means that he's likely to be a much shorter time than things used to be. Doctors and medical appointments had a reputation for being unknown quantities in terms of time, in that chances are you'd get there sort of 5 minutes before your appointment, you'd be waiting ages because they'd be running behind, and you never knew how long you were going to be. Because they're trying to have as few people as possible in the waiting rooms, the spacing out of appointments seems to be more efficient. And yes, so I'm expecting him back in probably sort of 10-15 minutes. But I do have a hot drink because it is brass monkeys out there. Now there's a phrase that may not mean a lot to a lot of people. So let me take a sip of tea and I will give you a short history lesson. In the days of ships like Mutiny on the Bounty type ships, Master and Defender type ships, big wooden warships with cannon, there was a device which held the cannonballs called a brass monkey. And when it was very chilly, the brass would contract and the cannonballs would fall off, giving rise to the phrase, "It's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey." Now obviously we don't have those types of ships anymore except in museums and on films, but unsurprisingly the phrase stayed. And people tend to assume now that it's a metallic primate. I'm certainly glad I'm not a brass monkey, but it is very chilly, so I'm drinking tea. Oh. So I'm kind of over halfway through my 2 weeks off work now, and it has been fairly productive. I have got the ribber working on my flatbed knitting machine, made a pair of socks, been doing some domestic chores. Last week I got some new vacuum bags and I decided to pack up some of my very thick winter knitwear. Given how the temperature has dropped, that may have been slightly premature, but hopefully not. I am wearing my version of Floof. Now Floof is a sweater pattern by Skein, and the original pattern was knit with 4-ply or fingering weight held with mohair. Obviously I didn't do that. This was a selection of yarns that I received after the death of a lovely friend. I know that seems to be how I get a lot of my yarn. It's not intentional. No, this lovely friend, her husband very kindly gave me her yarn stash, and I decided to make a cosy cardigan. So I did a swatch and found that it matched the Floof pattern, so I made it into a cardigan and didn't do the 2 strands held together because this is all double knitting weight, but it's merino or merino adjacent yarn, so It is very soft and cosy, and I rather like it. Unfortunately, I put it into the machine. I wash my knits in the machine, but on hand wash and delicates programs, and I did it with a cardigan that wasn't as colour fast as I realised. So it looks like I've got a lipstick smear on my floof cardigan, which sadly can't seem to shift, but these things are what make them original pieces and design features. And because we were out and about yesterday, I let himself loose with the camera again. So at the end of this video, there'll be some footage of bits of our travel. It wasn't particularly nice weather, so we didn't have lots of grand vistas and nice seasides because the weather just wasn't so good. But this is the weekly Not Quite Enough Distance vlog. We're nearly 6 minutes in before I say that. Pro. And I hope you're all well. So it's Tuesday, I've got another 4 days not working and then the weekend, and then I'm back with a vengeance because I'm straight into work on Monday with a couple of arrangements. So yes, plodding and ploughing on, and really hoping that what I said about appointments was right and that himself won't be too long, because cup of tea aside, it is still parking. I have some knitting to do, so I shall do that and listen to the radio. Cheers. Well, lovelies, it's Wednesday. It's freezing cold. It's very, very chilly out there. So I'm glad that I have finished my blanket. The one made on the Whirly Whirly machine, on the Adi Express king size. It's vast, as you can see, and very warm and cosy. I'm not coming out from under here for another 3 or 4 degrees at least. Whew. And I will tell you all about it at month end, as I will tell you about another FO, a much smaller one. I have some socks. These are deliberately mismatched socks, and I will explain why when I give you all the deets at month end. Yay! I can warm up. I have received some amazing happy mail. So I would just like to say a big thank you to Lisa, who saw this red and black yarn, thought of me and made me some mitts. And that's not all she sent me. We also have some beautiful fibre, and there are chocolates, and oh my goodness, I will go through all the details on the month end podcast. But Lisa, thank you so much. These are just beautiful. Red and black, for those who don't know, are the colours of the costumes of the drum group to which I belong, and to which Kellyanne belongs as well. Kellyanne of Yarn Tales by the Sea, and also Claire, Ferret and Gibbon podcast. And look at these, aren't they just beautiful? And we haven't drummed for a while, but the hope is that by bonfire season we will be drumming again. And by bonfire season, I will be very glad of these mitts. Thank you, Lisa. They are stunning and so comfortable. Oh, thank you. Hello, lovelies. It's Thursday. We're coming towards the end of my second week's holiday, but I've got another finished object to show you. Well, another pair. Got them on my feet at the moment because they are very cosy warm. I have made the Cloud Slippers by Adrienne Sullivan, and they are very cosy. Got to know the pattern thanks to Jo, who goes to our knitting group, who had made a pair and said how quick and easy they were. And they are, and warm, which is good because it's bright and sunny, as you can see. but a tad chilly. Yes, so the end of another week, almost, yeah. Knit night last night, so that was good fun. And tomorrow morning I have a Zoom call with a friend that I haven't actually spoken to for a long time. We used to work together. They moved to Australia. We went to see them when they lived there. They're now in France. And we're going to have a Zoom call tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. One of those lovely people that you don't see each other for ages, but then you just start talking as if it was yesterday when you last saw each other. So really looking forward to speaking to her. And yes, and then next week back to work. I know, it's been a good couple of weeks. I mean, it's not been exciting in a conventional sense. It hasn't been a lot of going around the place or even leaving the house much. I've got a lot of bits done, a lot of things, chores, and you know, maybe using your holiday time for chores is not everyone's cup of tea, but these are things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And you know how when you get stuff that you want to do but you need to set aside a block of time, it then kind of gnaws away at you a little bit that you're not doing these things. So those, you know, mending, setting up the ribber on the machine, finishing that big blanket, those things, it's nice to be able to think, right, well today I can set aside a couple of hours to do this thing and know that it's done, and that's been a nice feeling. So thank you very much for watching, for being here, for putting up with all my nonsense. As I said earlier, there will be a little bit of footage of the journey on whichever day it was, Monday, when we went to see my dad. And yeah, back to normal next week. So working. So not as much crafting next week I would anticipate, but we're all good. We're all good. And feeling certainly a lot more energetic and less kind of crowded in my head than I was a fortnight ago. So job done as far as that's concerned. So thank you again for being here. Thanks for all your comments. I love to hear from you. And I will see you next Friday, hopefully. Take care, everyone. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.